We often think of zero as a lonely place. $0 in the bank. Zero experience. Zero direction. Pause. But in the quiet hours of a digital morning, I realize that zero isn't an empty room. It's a blank canvas. Most people see AI as a shortcut, a way to escape the work. But I want to show you how I used it as a lens to see my own potential clearly for the very first time. You see, the journey from $0 to $1,000 isn't about clicking the right buttons. It's about the stories we tell ourselves while those buttons are being clicked. We live in an era where the barrier between a thought and a reality has never been thinner. Today, I want to walk you through how I navigated that space, not just to find a profit, but to find a sense of presence. When I started this experiment, I didn't ask AI how to get rich quickly. I asked it where the world was hurting and how I could help. I used Perplexity, not as a search engine, but as a modern oracle. It showed me that there is a massive hunger for clarity in a world drowning in noise. I found a niche in creating mindful tech guides, simple, beautiful digital handbooks for people trying to disconnect while staying productive. The lesson here is that the algorithm doesn't reward greed. It rewards value. I spent hours refining my vision, realizing that AI can give you data, but it can't give you a soul. That has to come from you. Execution is where most dreams go to die, usually because we get overwhelmed by the how. But as I sat there, using Cursor to write the code for my first platform and Midjourney to visualize its aesthetic, I felt like a digital architect. There was a moment, around hour 12, where the sun began to set, and the glow of the screen felt less like a chore and more like a conversation. I remembered an old story about a stonecutter who didn't see himself as someone hitting a rock, but as someone building a cathedral. That's what AI does. It takes the heavy lifting of stone cutting away, so you can focus on the architecture of your life. By the time the landing page was live and the first $50 notification pinged on my phone, I didn't feel a rush of adrenaline. I felt a sense of peace. The money was just a confirmation that I had finally learned how to speak the language of the future without forgetting the values of the past. Reaching $1,000 was a milestone, yes, but the real growth happened in the silence between the tasks. It happened when I chose to be mindful of my time rather than a slave to it. Personal growth isn't about how much you can automate. It's about what you do with the time you've saved. Pause. AI is a tool, but you are the hand that guides it.